Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to your weekly love tarot forecast. This is for the week of December 17th through December 23rd. I'm going to start by pulling an overall energy that you are working with and dealing with this week in regards to love and romantic. Whoa, there we go. There we go. That was easy. Okay, ooh, you guys got color. It says, visualize rainbow colors surrounding you as you breathe in their healing energy. From a calm mind and peaceful heart, the truth you seek will emerge. Sagittarius, with this card, you are really being urged to dream about the romance that you want, the connection you want. If you're already in a relationship and it's going well, you know, dream about going to that next level of connection, like fifth dimension, sixth dimension, seventh dimension, you know, just wherever you're at on your journey with your partner. Those of you who are already connected and things are going nicely and you feel good, manifest that next level of soul connection, of love, of experiencing each other, because it's beautiful. I mean, just look what's depicted here. Those of you who are dating or completely single, really focus on the kind of love you want, the kind of connection you want, you know, and it's deeper than I want somebody with a good sense of humor, or I want somebody with dark eyes, or somebody who's true and genuine. Like, get away from like the details of all of it this week. Feel the emotion, feel the vibe of it. That's what color is. So when it comes to love this week, Sagittarius, work from deep within, like, and create color in your world, in your romances. Or, you know, those of you who are completely single, lots of manifestational power at your hands this week to really get a momentum of energy to attract what it is that you truly desire, Sagittarius. So let's pull some more cards and see what else is going to add to this. Okay, right there. Okay, so we have feeling victorious, finally feeling freed and not stuck, feeling optimistic, seeing a way forward, letting go of negativity, letting go of heaviness, letting go of pessimism. And, you know, it's not to say that the world just magically turns right and okay in regards to love and romantic matters. But there's a shift of your energy and you see things differently, and where you were feeling really stuck, unsure, confused, you're free of that. You've found a solution. You see the way forward. You know what you need to do. Now, you know what you need to do doesn't always mean you act upon it or you want to do it, right? So even though this is coming out on your side, Sagittarius, some of you, it's like it's time to take the reins in your hand, because you do know it needs to happen. For the good or the bad, the positive or the negative, you know, and it's time to finally act on that. So let's see what's coming out over here. Ooh, okay, so this is the Four of Pentacles. Sagittarius, whoever you guys are dealing with or thinking about, or just how you're feeling about love in general, is like a selfish vibe. So this week, you know, those of you who are romantically committed to somebody, you might get the impression that your partner's being very selfish, very stubborn, just, no, this is how it needs to be, or this is how I want it to be, it's my way or the highway type of energy. Also, those of you who are like dating, if you like keep paying for the dates or accommodating somebody else, this week you're kind of over that. And that's why color is coming out, because are you stuck in your head and you're just indulging a relationship or the idea about a certain person because, you know, they fit a criteria or they make you feel a certain way, you know, or is this deep, deep soul? Because if it's not deep, deep soul, Sagittarius, it's not worth your time. And if there's a lot of friction and struggle and push and pull and we just can't get this right, it could very well be that right now you guys are just not a match, especially this week. But it could be speaking to bigger things, you know, because when you constantly have one roadblock after the next, after the next, after the next, and you're going on kind of like years, you might be spinning your wheels at something. You either, it's not meant to be, or you need to completely come into a new perception about it and start trying to improve it from a totally different angle and method and way of doing and being. So, Sagittarius, this week, if you guys are, you know, in any sort of struggle with your romantic partner, or just internally about things, if somebody's being really selfish, it might be time for you to no longer accommodate, you know, with the Chariot coming out here. So let's pull some more cards. And those of you super single, I think many of you have kind of gotten to the point of where you just don't believe in like love, and anything that comes your way, it's just not a good match. And Spirit is prompting you, go down into your soul, feel the vibes. Don't get caught up in your head. Don't, you know, define all these details. Just feel the vibes and stay there as long as you possibly can. So let's pull some more cards, Sagittarius. Oh, look at that. Release your ex. Yep, you have the solution. You know what to do. Now, because this is a general reading, release your ex doesn't necessarily have to mean that you have an ex you need to let go of, or, you know, get over the hope and idea of reconciling with. This can also speak about how there's some emotional baggage from past relationship that you might need to work on and heal and mend, so you stop attracting this type of energy to you. Or this could be where, you know, if you're in an existing relationship, there's a lot of emotional baggage just from different things you guys have been through that needs to be released, needs to be shed, so that you guys can go to the next level. And if we can't figure out a way to achieve that, you're kind of stuck in this same perpetuating cycle of energy of experiencing each other, because you're going to repeat until like the lesson is part of your soul. It's one thing to understand something intellectually. It's a different story entirely when you feel it at your core, when you just know like you know. So Sagittarius, you have to apply this how it fits for you and your situation personally. If you're completely single, this is Spirit saying, listen, Sagittarius, there is a path before you. There is a romance for you, but your energy is your energy, and you've got to let this go. Whatever this is for you, whatever hurts you, work on healing that. And, you know, I get people that get so angry when I say stuff like this, and I'll comment back and I'll be like, have you really worked on it? Have you really tried anything consistently for 30 days? Have you disciplined yourself for 30 days where you're not allowing your thoughts and your emotions to fall back into that really negative, pessimistic, hurtful place where, you know, you rehash all the relationships that burned you and harmed you and all the trauma and drama? Like, separate yourself from all of that for 30 days and focus on positive, focus on healing, focus on, you know, asking Spirit, show me a completely different perception. What am I missing here? How can I grow? How can I expand beyond this? Show me. And I promise you, Sagittarius, things will change. And every time I ask that question, the answer is always no. And I'm like, so why are you talking crap to me then, if you have never really tried this consistently? You know, like, you just watch a video or, you know, listen to affirmations for a couple of nights and then nothing happens, and it's like, oh, well, whatever, and we go back into our old routine. That is not serving you. Those of you who are single with this Four of Pentacles, it's being very fixed in one spot and one way of thinking, and being stubborn, like a refusal to step outside of that box. Well, Sagittarius, if you want romance, if you want that true like soulmate connection, we've got to shed whatever this emotional baggage is that you're carrying around. And I am not saying that what you went through, it wasn't horrible and painful. You know, we've all been through that relationship, especially people who are incredibly sensitive, giving, and loving. They're burned more times than anybody else. And I can say that, like, at 40 years old, I have not had a single good romantic relationship. But I don't blame my partners. I blame me, because it was my energy. And, you know, for years I've been working on rewriting my subconscious programming about romance, about codependency, like all these things. And there is a huge shift in my life. And that didn't come from just a little bit of effort, Sagittarius. Those of you who have really been traumatized through different romantic relationships, you've got to work hard and dig deep to heal those wounds and overcome your issues, your perceptions, get out of that fixed box, because it feels safe and familiar in there. It takes work. It's a practice. And so I feel for anybody who is in that space, because I've been in that space and I know what it takes to get out of it, and the different, you know, phases of trying to understand, what do you mean I attract this? What do you mean this is me? What do you mean? What do you mean? It took a long time for me to really understand how I attracted all of that to myself. And now that I'm a different person through a lot of effort, that stuff just doesn't show up in my life, Sagittarius. It doesn't. I swear to you. But you've got to put the work in. And that's just not for singles. This is also for those of you who are dating and you keep dating the same person, or those of you in a committed relationship, okay? And it's like you and your partner keep repeating the same cycle. We've got to release whatever this baggage is. We've got to face it. We've got to heal it. We've got to transmute it. We've both got to be on board. And if one person has no interest in healing and growing, Sagittarius, it goes nowhere. It really can't, because it takes two in a partnership. When you're by yourself and you're working on yourself, you will grow so fast, so quick, okay? Because that's all your energy being funneled right into yourself. But when you're in a partnership, your energy is splintered, okay? And so is the person that's, you know, in a relationship with you, because you've got to maintain yourself, but you've also got to funnel that energy into the relationship and every other area of your life. Well, when you're in a partnership or relationship where, you know, you're not getting that same energy in return, you get very sucked dry. And, you know, so often we get stuck in that hope syndrome of, well, if I just do this, if I try harder, if I be more, if I do more, you know, it will work, it will work. It doesn't happen like that. You've got to change your energy, and it's not about anybody else but you. And as your energy changes, Sagittarius, the way people around you, the way they respond to you will change. And this is romance, so we're talking all about romantic partnerships. And no, it's not an overnight process. I will not lie to anybody. And frankly, I feel like that's why, you know, the law of attraction gets such a bad rap and all of that, because it's presented in such a fluffy, oh, you just think about it and wish for it and believe it will happen and it will. No, like, that has not been my experience. Yeah, the universe has dazzled me good with some magic, like, boom, watch what I can do that quick, okay? That's happened, yes, but by and large, things that matter to me, things that I'm trying to build, no, it is not just thinking and hoping and wishing. Oh my goodness me. It's, girlfriend, what do you got to do? How do you got to do more? Where's your vibration off? Like, trust me, Spirit is always calling me to the carpet about myself, because if I'm not walking what I tell you, what good is that? Like, and if I don't understand it and see it for myself and have lived it, what good is it to share it? Like, it's worthless. So, Sagittarius, this here is like, go to that core of yourself And what are you vibing? Where are you vibing most of the time? Your energy, okay? Because that's everything about what you guys have been experiencing romantically. Even those of you who are in, like, you know, good partnerships, there's just some energy that needs to be faced and released and let go of, all right? And look at this. Over here, we have trust. Sagittarius, listen, if you feel like your partner is kind of manipulating you, or whoever you're dealing with is kind of manipulating you, like, oh, trust me, you know, no. Trust yourself, Sag. Trust yourself. If they are selfish, if they are stubborn, if they are very fixed and it's my way or the highway, maybe it's time for you to let them go down their highway and be like, all right, I got the gift of goodbye. See ya effing later. So let's pull more cards. Yup, look at that. Sagittarius, it is time for some magic. And those singles out there, your spirit guides are like, come on, Sag, let's do this. Let's get on board. And I don't know if you can hear my cat. I don't know why he's like bothering me outside the door, but he's chiming in and saying, yes, hear me roar, people. It's time for love. It's time to get focused on our energy. It's time to own our, you know, destructive patterns of behavior and thinking, and really put in a true effort, not into your relationship, into yourself, self-improvement, raising your elevation, and just the way you feel about love and romance in general. And Sag, I promise, watch how people start responding to you differently, not just in regards to romance, but all over the place in your life. Barrier. Some of you, you've been feeling like you've been spinning your wheels. This is what you've been wanting, whether in your relationship or in finding a new partner. And the barrier is everything we just discussed. And we've been very unawakened by it, Sag. We've been very We've been very unawakened about it. Or who you are dealing with, they're quite unawakened, Sagittarius, and it might be a big block because, again, they're not giving the same energy that you're giving, okay? Big dreams, and look at, what did we talk about? That hope syndrome, okay, of no, if I just do this, if I just do more, everything will get better. But also, this comes back to this color card where you've got to get deep down into that soul, Sagittarius, and just go with what you feel, okay? Not thinking, not defining detail, but vibing. Like, what does it feel like when you're kissing somebody for the first time that you're really freaking into? And the way it feels when they're like, the touch of their finger just on your skin, a little brush, you're like, oh my gosh, melt me. You know, think about all of that, and the butterflies and the anticipation and the mystery, and just, you know, those moments that are building the foundation of the relationship you will share. And just dream about that and feel that energy. Oh my goodness. Yes, and look at this, metamorphosis. If you take the advice of this reading, Sagittarius, this is what's going to happen for you. And again, it is not just this overnight thing. It truly, truly isn't. You've got to be willing to invest the time and energy and follow through. And in those moments where you are feeling weak and you want to fall back into old patterns, that's where true change happens, where you refuse to give in and you discipline yourself through that moment of weakness, and then you will realize you're stronger and stronger and stronger, and then there's nothing that could take hold of you. It's a very empowering energy, Sagittarius. So your reading has gone very long. I do apologize for that, but I do want to pull 2 more cards really to see what Venus is doing for you guys this week, because she's moving through Scorpio, and Scorpio is a pretty intense energy. So let's see what is going on for you guys with Venus. What is she offering Sagittarius? Affirm. Say this mantra aloud. I am successful in all that I do. By affirming and visualizing, you plant the seed for positive outcomes. Okay, so Sagittarius, I don't feel like you've got to say this exact affirmation, but this is just the universe giving you a confirmation of everything I just said about energy, and really take it to heart. Venus being in Scorpio, powerful transformational energy where you can break some patterns and some habits and some like karmic cycles, Sagittarius, if you really focus on your energy. And then over here, for somebody you are potentially dealing with, we have gratitude. Offer gratitude for all the blessings in your life and spread joy through random acts of kindness. Look into the mirror and express kindness on yourself. So because of what I've seen with the person that many of you are dealing with, you know, Venus is trying to push them to be more honoring, more giving, more open. I'm not sure that they are, okay? But also, I feel because we have affirm and gratitude, this really isn't so much about the other energy or energies you're dealing with in regards to love and romance. This goes back to your energy, Sagittarius. And when you're really balanced within and the emotional baggage is not there, and we're not pining for an ex, we're not clinging to the past, it's just your entire world changes. And for you guys, no matter what you're facing romantically, it's all about your energy. And many of you may have been like kind of focusing on the other person involved, or kind of feeling stuck of like, why do I keep attracting the same person? It's because the focus is outside of you. And when you are focused, it's more on like the negative things of being burned, of being hurt, not trusting, you know, etc., etc., etc. And that's why I'm saying you will always attract that if that's where you vibe. And if you just go within and start really focusing on all those juicy and zesty emotions and energies that come about with new love, it just takes you so high, Sagittarius. Oh, so high. So those are your messages in regards to love and romance this week. I am wishing you all the best, Sagittarius. Take care.